Hello to my beloved subscribers. I hope you had a fabulous festive season of fun and joy and that you got fat and sassy like me and my husband did. I feel like we've been doing nothing but eating for the last week, but I've also been wearing all the perfumes. I've got a couple of new ones to talk to you about, a couple of, new to me, and I've worn loads, so I'm going to just jump into it, not talk too much. So, this was my Christmas present from my husband. Beautiful Guerlain set. So I think all of them come in the same box, and then on the outside it'll have this little thing that tells you what's actually in it. So mine is Mon Guerlain, and it's the Mon Guerlain, I should say, I think. And it's a set of the original EDP, and this is a particularly good one because it comes with a body lotion, which, I don't necessarily always use these, but I probably will with this, and I'll explain why. But it's also got a little travel spray, which is really great, which means I can take this to work if I want to wear this to work. So this is I've had samples of this before, and I obviously have a couple of what I consider to be dupes, but it's the first time that I've actually owned a bottle of this because it is still really expensive. Guerlain is just quite expensive. It seems to be getting more and more so. But anyway, so put that back in now because we have got quite a lot, and I'll try and move my pillow out of the way. So this baby, if you know, you know, it's really beautiful. It's lovely. It's been interesting having this though, because what I would say about Mon Guerlain is that it's beautiful, but certainly in this weather, it doesn't really last very long at all. It really doesn't have a very good longevity. I felt the need to keep respraying it. I might go anosmic to it, but just personally, it just doesn't really last on me very well. But I love it. It smells like heaven. I'm happy to respray it because I didn't buy it for myself. So I feel like, I'm not too worried about kind of the value for money going on here. But my general feeling about this is that for my subscribers, I would recommend to get Seductive Noir from Guess, because it is very, very close. It's not quite the same. It's not quite the licorice-y vibe. But in terms of how long it lasts and the general scent when it dries down and just the general feel of it, the value for money is so, so much better with Seductive Noir than with the original. What I would say, because I also have samples of the Intense, which I find a bit more vanillic, and it's less of a mixture of the tonka and vanilla that's in this one, and it's more kind of straightforward and interesting vanilla. Then I would say, yeah, the Intense one lasts longer, it's a bit stronger. So I would say, if you want this scent and you want to spend the money, I would personally if I was spending my own money, I'd get the Intense. And if I was spending my own money to get like the lighter, not so long lasting, kind of maybe slightly fluffier scent, then I would just get Seductive Noir, just get a massive bottle of Seductive Noir, because you can get like 75ml of that for about 25 quid, often less. So yeah, I think this is beautiful. I absolutely adored every second of wearing it, but I did feel like I had to respray this a few times, throughout the day, because it just kind of disappears quite quickly. It lasted a little bit better on my clothes, but I can't say that I found a massive difference between this one and Seductive Noir in terms of how long I could smell it on myself. I kind of already knew that from the sample, but I wondered if with a bigger sprayer it would be different, but I think not. I definitely think that the Intense, even though it's a very slightly different smell because it's more vanillic, I think that one just definitely is a really accurate description. It is an intense version of this original one. Don't get me wrong, I love this. I'm so happy to have this set, but I probably, because this doesn't last very long, will actually wear that body lotion when I next wear this. So, notes. Top notes of lavender and bergamot, middle notes of iris, jasmine, sambac and rose, base notes Tahitian vanilla, coumarin, Australian sandalwood, licorice benzoin and patchouli. There is a lovely warmth to this, despite the iris and the lavender, because I find purple florals are often quite cold. The vanilla and coumarin mix is so delicious and creamy and sweet and lovely. And considering there's only bergamot in here, I do get quite a fruity top note. I get that even more so in the Seductive Noir. That's even more kind of pushing towards the fruit. But then you've got that delicious, like, spicy licorice and benzoin in here as well, which gives it quite an interesting, like, scent. The patchouli does not massively bother me in here at all. I think it's lovely. And thankfully, the jasmine sandbag isn't too strong in this one, and it's also fine in the intense version. So I have got a video coming up later next year of like samples and stuff from the other flankers, so I can actually put that one up. But I love it. So this was a Christmas present to myself because I've been looking at this for ages. You'll see this. I hope you saw my unusual vanillas. This is in the second part. Oh my God, where has this been all my life? Like, I thoroughly regret waiting so long to get this. It is amazing. I got this via Direct Cosmetics. This is Lalique Le Parfum. Beautiful bottle, beautiful perfume. Oh my goodness. So Lalique Le Parfum, it is a vanilla, but it's a transparent vanilla. It's not heavy, it's quite light, it's super interesting. It's herbaceous, there's a green vibe, there's a kind of warm spicy. There's so many things going on in this perfume, but I find it actually really simple and easy to wear. I know lots of people don't like this because the top note in it, and one that's very notable, is West Indian Bay. And a bay leaf note, it's got this kind of aromatic green, maybe slightly earthy. It's quite a difficult thing to explain. But it's also got pink pepper and bergamot in the top. And I often struggle with pink pepper, and when I first sprayed this, it goes through a little phase when first sprayed where I thought, I think that pink pepper might be a bit much for me. Maybe. But then as soon as it dries down, that kind of disappears. There's heliotrope, almond and jasmine in the middle. And heliotrope I sometimes really struggle with. Jasmine I often struggle with. Almond sometimes in certain perfumes can freak me out. And those three notes together very often end up smelling like a body lotion to me. This does not smell like a body lotion. Then the base, vanilla, tonka, sandalwood and patchouli. And again, patchouli, super fussy about it. I think it just mixes with the bay to smell a bit green here. And it's slightly earthy, slightly green. A nice, again, slightly herbaceous scent. It's absolutely delicious. I tested this on my arm and I could not stop smelling it. It's not a strong scent bubble, but this lasted in a way where I was aware, and every time I kind of moved, I got a tiny whiff of it. It lasted on hours on me, even though this, you can see, is a new bottle. This cost me like 27 quid for 100 ml. It is stunning. So what I would say about this, I mean, obviously it's never 100% because it depends what your skin pulls out and how you feel about it generally and whether you like the notes once you get it. I would say Lalique Le Parfum would probably be a safe bet, which I, looking at those notes, did not think it would be. And that's why it's taken me so long to buy this, despite seeing it cheap many times. Notino used to have this for like 19 quid and I just resisted because I was like, I don't know if I'm going to like it. I am very glad to have it. It's absolutely lush. And I think if you like, I mean, I'd even go as far as to say, if you like Burberry Goddess, because that one on me has quite a strong ginger note and there's a slight woodiness, and obviously you've got that kind of aromatic, slightly herbaceous, kind of unusual scent from the lavender in that one. But if you like that perfume and that kind of level of a soft vanilla that's like an easy throw on, that's not like really cloying, it's not too sweet, it's not too over the top, then I think there's a possibility you'd like this. I think if you like Green Lover, if you like Eau Duel, if you like Gypsy Water, any of those kind of vanillas, interesting, unusual vanillas, I think you might really like this. This to me, because it's got that tonka bean in it as well, it has this kind of sugary vanilla quality, but it's not heavy. It's just, I honestly, I could not stop. I kept smelling my arm being like, oh my God, I think I'm in love. I think it's one of my favourite things that I've bought this year. I think this and, what's it called? Lord of Misrule, I think might be two of the things that I've bought. I mean, recency bias, right? But I think they might just have blown my mind. I think they're so gorgeous. So gorgeous. So I highly recommend it. I just cannot recommend it enough. I think it's beautiful. All right, so next thing, let's have a look. What will fit best on this now? It's a bit tall. I'm just going to go for this one. Try not to spill it, because this is I can smell this perfume above all my other perfumes when it's in my cupboard. But my goodness, I've been waiting to wear it. Oh, you woody, syrupy beauty. So, Sarah Jessica Parker Stash, the original Stash, the OG. Such an absolute beauty. Oh my goodness. I was just wearing this one around the house, actually. I was just like, I'm just going to smell like a Christmas tree. I think I wore this on Christmas Eve. I have a feeling in the morning I wore another one that you'll see, because I've been off, I've just been wearing stuff in the morning before I have my shower. Like, so as soon as I wake up, spraying something on that's giving me joy, and then having a little breakfast, having a little coffee, then having my shower, and then putting something else on for the rest of the day. And occasionally, if it hasn't lasted, sometimes also putting something different on in the very late evening. So, Stash. If you've watched my husband sniffing my perfumes, you'll see a few that we talked about coming up here. And I can happily tell you that I think, with the exception of one that he just sort of, for some reason, he can't really smell it, even though I think it's super, super obvious. All the others he thought I smelled nice in. So all the things that he was like, yeah, it's okay. Or like with this one, he's like, it just smells like, smells like wood or whatever, sweet wood. He liked all of these things on me. So again, like the skin makes it smell so different, and I'm just lucky this really works on me. I'm sure for some people this straight up smells like wood, but for me, I get pretty much every note that's in here I can get a little sense of. So the top notes are black pepper, sage and grapefruit. The middle notes are atlas cedar, patchouli, pistachio and white ginger lily. Base notes are massoya wood, olibanum, vetiver and musk. It's just cozy beautifulness. I keep seeing this. I've barely made a dent because I also have the oil of this. So depending on my mood and how strong I want it to be, I will put on the oil or this one. Sometimes both. Sometimes I'll put on the oil and then this will be the one I top up with. And I've also got like mini sprays of this. I've got a hair spray that's also like a body spray. It's magic. But yeah, I can understand why some people don't like it. My personal feelings about this, as I've said many times, this makes me feel like I'm sitting almost like if you imagine in a log cabin next to a wood that's like a wood. Actually, well, yeah, next to a wood. A log cabin would be in a wood. Next to a fireplace with some logs that are not like roaring fire, but just like a gently burning fire, not too smoky, with a big real Christmas tree next to me, sipping like a honey and ginger hot toddy, and nibbling on pistachios. Like, that is what this smells like to me. Like, it is so Christmassy to me. I love it. Oh my goodness, I will be wearing this way more in January, because like January and February, when it really properly tends to get cold in the UK, that happens like after Christmas nowadays. I love this in really cold weather. It's one of the coziest, loveliest perfumes to wear when it's chilly. So yeah. Where are we going to from here? I've got some big boys. I really have. All right, let's go for this one. So this was a lovely chuck on when I'd been wearing like some heavier, sweeter stuff, and I just fancied something a bit fruity. Oh, what an absolute beaut. This is like a creamy, fruity musk. This is Philosophy, Falling in Love. This is one you have to respray. It lasts actually forever on clothing. And it's so Christmassy, look, because it's obviously like a Christmas edition of it. It smells exactly the same, I imagine. Got the same notes. I think they just do different packaging for this, depending on the time of year. Falling in Love from Philosophy is basically what I think of as my blackberry musk. It's delicious. It only lists notes of blackberry, vanilla, musk, jasmine and lily of the valley. Don't really get jasmine and lily of the valley particularly. I think those just mix with this musk to smell like a lovely fruity musk. Lots of blackberry, a little bit of vanilla, which I think makes it creamy. It's perfectly sweet and it has a little bit of a tartness, but very mild tartness. This and its kind of sister I've got, which is basically the raspberry sweet musk, creamy sweet raspberry musk. That one is called Unconditional Love, I think. Is it? Something like that. I can't remember. These kind of together smell a bit like what I was hoping Ralph Lauren Beyond Romance was going to smell like, but that one was like super screechy and too sharp for me. Like there was something really piercing in it, which I think might be a white musk. I don't know. But this, I like the musk in Philosophy perfumes. I don't think it's gone up yet, but I have got a bunch of mini Philosophies that I have made a review video of. That will be up ASAP. That I love this, and if you can get it for cheap, I think you might still be able to get this in the UK from Simply Be, and you get 2 bottles of this. What is this? Is this 60ml? Oh, it's 120ml, of course it is. I got 2 of these for just under £30, which is madness. But yeah, so I love that. I also wore, I wonder if I'll be able to, ooh, just smashing the place up. I wonder if I'll be able to fit this on the corner. I wore this again because I love it, and this is the time of year that it's great. But again, I'll probably go into winter with this. This is What Would Love Do from Lush, an absolute beauty. Let me just push this forward a bit so it's getting a little bit of love and a bit of shine. I think this just smells like a super deep, spiced, like orangey, citrusy gingerbread, like a really dark gingerbread. That's because it's tangerine, lavender and benzoin. I definitely get some lavender when I first spray it. I get loads of tangerine. My husband really liked this one. He listed this as like his second favourite out of my Christmas perfumes. So he likes me in this as well. It's got this, it's like kind of a bit like Stash in there. It's got this lovely kind of deep looking juice. I love it. I just couldn't wait to wear it again, so I did wear it again. Absolutely scrumptious. I can't really say more about it than that. It's a benzoin bomb, and for some reason, benzoin to me, in nearly all the perfumes I've got it in, gives a warm, spicy vibe that reminds me a little bit of gingerbread. Jamaican ginger cake, you know? It's that kind of feel to me. I just love it. Oh yeah. This is the one that my husband can't really smell. He thought this smelled like the paper, but it's so clear to me. It's really interesting that he can't smell this, but I did wear, and I got him to sniff me and he was like, eh. So he's not bothered about this one. This is Art Collection No. 8 from Giacomo. Let me just push this over here. How dark is this? Is it getting a bit dark? Let me just click on this and see if it will brighten it up a tiny bit. So this is, and also he doesn't seem to like cardamom. I'm really looking forward. I've asked, because my birthday in January, and I've requested that he does a winter perfume video with me, because we've obviously done the summer one and we've done the popular perfumes, we've done a Christmas one, but I think I'd like to try like some of my favourite winter scents on him and see how he feels, because then I get to like do Poison, and I get to do what's the other one? Cabotin de Grès. You know, some of those more beastly perfumes that I have, like on some of the kind of more ambery stuff, some of the, yeah. So I thought it would be really really interesting. But I also probably will chuck into there just because I'm obsessed with it at the moment and I can't wait to wear it again. My Only Wish, so the Cacharel Yes I Am dupes that I've got, and that's got cardamom in it as well. So it's going to be interesting to see if he just doesn't like cardamom. That might be a kicker. So the notes here are cardamom tea, and it might actually literally be cardamom tea, but they're listed on Fragrantica as separate notes. Ginger, middle notes of dried fruits, milk and freesia, and then base notes of cinnamon, amber and white honey. And this genuinely smells like a mince pie flavoured cup of slightly milky tea to me. So if you can imagine like a black tea with this, like with dried fruits and kind of Christmas spices, and then because you know it's got the cinnamon, it's got the amber, it's got the honey, it's sweetened, it's got the milk. I don't get loads of freesia here. I just genuinely think it smells like, yeah, like a mince pie flavoured tea with a little splash of milk. And I really like it, and it's a really easy wear. It's one that's really good if you're around people who don't like really strong perfumes, but it is perfumey enough to not be like entirely gourmand, if you see what I mean. So I really like it, but yeah, he was not impressed. Not impressed at all. Let's see. Oh yeah, so I'm gearing up to do a bunch of musk videos. So what I'm going to try and do is I'll do a warm musks, so that'll be more like the golden musks. I'll do a cold musk, so that'll be like white musk and irisy musks, that kind of thing. And then a fruity musk, because fruity musks are my favourite. I'll probably do a floral musks as well. I literally have enough perfumes that I consider to be like musk based, like this, that I can make loads of videos. But the first one I want to do is a kind of a warm traditional musk. They're my favourite musks. So I have the current formulation, if you can call it that, of Coty Wild Musk, and it's trash. You can barely smell it. I will test it out again against this, but I managed to get on eBay a vintage Wild Musk. I mean, this isn't like super old, this one, but I can smell the spirit of what Wild Musk used to smell like to me when I was at school. So literally in the 90s, in the early 90s, if you think 1990 when I used to wear this, we had it in a different bottle, but I can smell it and it's blooming lush. It's like Wild Musk. Where can I put this? I'm not going to absolutely ruin all my other things. I wonder, see, I've got too many big bottles, haven't I? Anyway, I don't know. I'm just going to leave it there for now. So Wild Musk by Coty is really hard to explain, but I do think it might be. The profile of it is the closest thing is Skin Musk. I think nowadays the closest you're going to get to what Wild Musk used to smell like is Skin Musk. But Skin Musk is almost like the innocent sister of Wild Musk. Wild Musk is Skin Musk, but like super amped up sexiness. I don't know how, but the notes they list for Wild Musk are musk, vanilla, rose and jasmine. I've got loads of these kinds of musks. I've tried quite a few of the musks that are compared to this. Nothing really smells exactly like Wild Musk. Nothing can replace actual Wild Musk, but definitely I would say Skin Musk oil is the one to go for if you want to smell anything like Wild Musk, because the actual current formulation of Wild Musk is just coloured water. It's a darker colour than this and you cannot smell it. This is also, unfortunately, very light, but I can at least smell the ghost of Wild Musk. And it instantly made me feel sexy. I mean, not because I felt sexy when I was like a kid, but you know, it's just, this is what I'll do. I'll swap this over here. It's just a really, really pretty perfume that just has, and it's not even like a dirty, I mean, I say animalic, but it's not dirty. It's not like a dirty musk. It doesn't have any funk to it. It doesn't have anything kind of like barnyardy at all. But it just smells like a sexy woman. It smells like a sexy woman, but it doesn't smell vintage. And that's the thing, because I love Jovan Musk. I love a lot of the older musks, but they smell old-fashioned compared to Skin Musk and Wild Musk. These have like much more of a modern kind of scent profile to them. I think this one's compared to Aaron Musk, so I might try and get hold of that, but it's got ambroxan in it, so even if I like it, it's way too expensive and it's got ambroxan in it, so it would probably be screechy, but I'd be interested to see if it has the same scent profile as Wild Musk, because, oof. But yeah, I mean, it's a real shame that you can't get what this used to smell like anymore. It's a real tragedy that Coty have totally butchered it, like totally butchered it. But I will talk about that because I have a bottle of it, so I'll talk about that when I make my musk videos. I've got so much to make, man. I've got so many plans. I've just got to do them all. Okay, so I think was this Christmas Eve? I don't even remember. I forgot to say, Lalique Le Parfum was my Christmas day. Oh, and actually, I wore cinnamon bun in the morning before I got dressed while I was doing some prep. It's kind of a perfect thing to just have on while you're making Christmassy food, because you smell like a cinnamon bun, which, I mean, could cinnamon be more Christmassy? But yeah, no, I can't believe I forgot to say, it's like the big one, right? This is the one I chose to wear on Christmas Day. That's how delicious I think it is. And also, because I was doing so much cooking again, I didn't want anything overpowering. And I do think this Lalique Le Parfum, at the moment, as you can see, it's not very dark at the moment. So I don't think it's developed into its full kind of potential in terms of strength. But it was light enough that it was like super easy to wear. Oh, cinnamon bun. I mean, it's just a classic. It just smells like a cinnamon bun from Demeter. In the UK, Demeter are called the Library of Fragrance, and because I think I got this one from Latino, which is why it is actually the Library of Fragrance, so this is like the European one. Um, it lists milk, cinnamon, wheat, vanilla and sugar. It's delicious. It's lovely. I really like it. I think it's totally tasty. It does, I mean, it actually, of all of my Demeters, cinnamon bun is not too bad in terms of its lasting power. I think the baby powder one lasts quite well on me. It's not amazing, but it's quite good. The blueberry one lasts literally forever on clothes, but I could still smell cinnamon bun on my clothes that I had on in the morning. I could still smell that a couple of days later. So I think the trick with this, and because again it's a cologne spray, and I did hear someone saying that like the more alcohol that's in a perfume, the less it's designed to actually go on your skin, and it's designed to spray on clothing. So maybe that's why people say these don't last. Maybe it's because they're sort of, you should just spray them on your clothes. It's delicious. It smells like a cinnamon bun. I don't really have much more to say about that one because it's just straight up cinnamon bun. I also re-wore Creamy Candy because I had a shower and I used the Snow Fairy. So delicious Creamy Candy from Lush. Genuinely smells to me very much like Snow Fairy. And again, if you saw the video of my husband, he was like, it's just Snow Fairy. It definitely has a more vanillic dry down. It definitely has a creamier dry down. But essentially, it is very, very similar to Snow Fairy. It does smell like the Creamy Candy bar, but because obviously it's not the bubble bar, but obviously it's not a bubble bar, so it's not quite as creamy, but it does smell like that. And I got my husband a Creamy Candy bubble bar for Christmas, or I should say my mother gave us money to get Lush stuff, so I got him one of those, so he'll have an amazing pink bubbly bath and he'll come out smelling like a Snow Fairy. Goddamn delicious. Oh my god. They only give you Vanilla Absolute here, but as I said, it smells like Snow Fairy, and Snow Fairy is like bubblegum and candy floss and cherry and pear, and it does smell like that. It says, perfume. So it's got some kind of perfume that we don't know the notes of, and then Vanilla Absolute, and then Anise. Yeah, it doesn't really say much else, but this definitely isn't. I would never call this a vanilla perfume. I wouldn't even call this a unusual vanilla. This is way too kind of fruity, and it's got it's too much. It's too bubblegummy, you know. It's too bubblegummy, too fruity, too much like Snow Fairy. I mean, if you would describe Snow Fairy as a vanilla, then yeah, but this one, no, not for me. I'm sure there's loads of people who disagree though. I wore this one. This was one of my husband's other favourites, and he did think I was yummy in this. Oh, I love it. It's delicious. I really like the cherry that's used in Lolita Lempicka. This is Sweet from Lolita Lempicka. Just fits in there. Look at that little beaut. It's just so dark. It's getting so dark in the UK. It's literally like, what's the word for it? It's like dark at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Now I have to close my curtains at 3:30. It's madness. So, Sweet from Lolita Lempicka has sour cherry and sugar in the top. It's got middle notes of cacao, iris, angelica, and then the base notes of musk and cashmere wood. It smells... I do get some cherry... I get loads of cherry. I get mainly cherry. I get a sugary sour cherry that smells like Haribo sour cherries, like the jelly sweets. And I get a little bit... I do get a bit of iris and angelica, and that I think makes it smell like a lip balm or like a lip gloss. It's got that lipsticky smell to it as well. It's supposed to have a cherry lip gloss accord. That's what it said in the actual Lolita Lempicka description. I've heard someone say it has a cola accord, but I've never seen Lolita Lempicka saying that. They say a cherry lip gloss accord, but maybe they've just changed that. Maybe it used to be like a cherry cola lip gloss. I think it smells more like a lip balm. There's something waxy about this. But I do get a bit of cacao in the dry down, so it smells a bit like chocolate cherry, which to me, it doesn't actually smell like a Black Forest Gâteau or a Schwarzwälder Kirschtorte. I don't know why I know that. But anyway, I don't think it actually smells like a Black Forest Gâteau, but because it's chocolate cherry, it just makes me think of that. And I like fruit and chocolate most of the time. I'm like, yeah, but cherry and chocolate, or chocolate and orange, as you're about to see, I am very into. So yesterday I had my friend over and we all had a lovely vegan Christmas dinner. So I cooked up, I mean, it wasn't really a Christmas dinner. It was just like some vegan recipes that I wanted to do. Because, you know, we've all had our own separate Christmases, and how many times do you need to eat sausages wrapped in bacon, even if it is, you know, not real meat? So I did just a full vegan meal that didn't have any fake meat in it at all. And I was like, I'm just going to wear this, because my husband wasn't too keen on this when he smelt it. But this is Yuzu and Cocoa from Lush. It's quite hard to get hold of these. I think they used to, and they might still have them in one of their packs of rarities. I think this one's in. I got this on eBay though, and you can see there's not much left. It's delicious. I will have to save this for Christmases because I absolutely loved wearing this. It smells so good. Oh my goodness. It's so tasty. Oh, it smells exactly what you would think like. It just smells, it smells like a good quality, almost like a chocolate ganache, like a dark chocolate ganache. So it has that slight gourmand kind of butteriness that sometimes freaks me out, but not so much with chocolate. I'm much more chill about a buttery note if it's not, I can't do buttery florals, and buttery biscuit sometimes freaks me out, and buttery nuts, because then that starts to smell a bit like popcorn, or like, you know, it's got a dirty smell. None of that here. This is cacao, yuzu, tonka bean, grapefruit, bergamot, and it is so lush. This is like a proper chocolate orange smell to me. And again, my husband didn't like this in the video, but he did tell me that I smelled nice, and my friend, when she gave me a hug, was like, you smell amazing. So yeah, delicious. It's so delicious. And while we're at it, I did give Fern some of my perfumes, so I didn't have time to do a declutter video, but she's on a coconut kick at the moment, so I gave her some coconut perfumes. I gave her my Oriflame Elixir Crystal, the love one in that bottle that I love, but it has that tar smell in it, so I can't wear it. And I gave her the two dupes that I had from that, what's the company called? I can't remember. But I had a dupe for Dolce Garden, and I just don't really get on with that perfume just generally. I just wanted to see if it was any good for the channel. And the dupe from them of Versace Crystal Noir, because I obviously already have Versace Crystal Noir. So I gave that. She was very happy. She went away with a bunch of perfumes with a bit of coconut in. She was very happy. I love giving my perfumes that I don't want to my friends. I love it when they want them, because you know, I don't mind selling them. It's just really nice when you can like give them to people who are going to really appreciate them. I just love it. So last but not least, on my wear list, I wore my little sample of Jo Malone London Scarlet Poppy, and this is the current version of Scarlet Poppy, not the old one in the red bottle with the red lid. This is the one with the very, very deep kind of, I'd almost say burgundy, but not quite, but the very, very dark bottle that has the silver lid. It's that one. This one I think smells fruitier. I much prefer this one. It's kind of smoother. I feel like they've perfected it with this version. Loads of people say it doesn't smell any different, but then equally loads of people say that it does. So I would say, to me, I can definitely smell the difference. I have a sample of the old one as well. I just thought, I was actually thinking of wearing Sarah Jessica Parker's Stash Unspoken. And then I thought, oh, well, you know what? I'll just wear the little sample I've got of Scarlet Poppy, because it feels a bit more Christmassy, because it smells like there's berries in here to me. It makes me think of almonds, and it makes me think of cherry, and it makes me think of icing sugar, or like a sweet fondant icing, and pastry. It's got all of those things. There's like a wheatiness to it. So it reminds me of Mr. Kipling's Bakewell tarts, like specifically Mr. Kipling Bakewell tarts, and I don't know, it just made me feel a bit Christmassy. So I wore this one. I wore this to wear my I wore this to go and do my grocery shopping, my Christmas grocery shopping. So it's yummy. I don't love it more than I love Stash Unspoken, and because they feel slightly similar to me when I wear them, they give me the same kind of cozy, yummy, it's like tonka beanie vibe, you know, that lovely cozy tonka. I don't really feel like I need to buy a bottle of this. I don't need a bottle of it. And I have the little samples, so I can wear those if I want. But it is beautiful. I totally understand why people like this, but I would definitely say, especially if you're going to get it secondhand, I much prefer the new version. If I'd have only smelt the old version, I wouldn't have been like as excited about it, I think, because once I had the sample of the old one, I was like, yeah, it's all right. I mean, I don't love it, but it's quite nice. It's the nicest Jo Malone I've smelt, but I don't love it. This one, if I didn't have Stash Unspoken, I would definitely ask for a bottle of this for my birthday, or I would treat myself to it when I, saved up some money or whatever. They only list amber, red poppy and tonka bean in here, but the old version lists fig, and I think there might be a wheat note or like a barley note or something. It's just lovely. It's really lovely. But yeah, I think I just love Stash Unspoken so much that it means I don't need a bottle of this, but it's delicious. Absolutely love it. The first Jo Malone I smelt and genuinely considered getting a bottle of. I need to smell myrrh and tonka and see how I feel about that, because Aldi have a dupe of that one, so we'll see. Sadly, they'd sold out of all of those in Aldi, so I couldn't smell anything when I actually went there to do some shopping. But anyway, so last thing for me to tell you is that January, I mean, it's probably not just me, right? We are all going to be skint in January, I imagine. Perfumes are massively expensive at the moment. I think my parents will probably give me a bit of money for my birthday in January, so I might treat myself to some yummy perfumes that are more expensive than I would normally buy. But apart from that, I'm not planning to be buying loads of stuff. And what I've decided to do is do a frugal January on the channel. So I've got lots of videos of little hauls of cheapies that I've bought and little affordable perfumes, some celebrity stuff, and I will be putting those up throughout January. So that will be the theme for January. I'll just be wearing whatever I fancy. So these videos, what I wore last week, that'll still be a real mixture of stuff going on there. But my weekday videos, so my Wednesdays and my Fridays, are going to be a frugal January. And I just wanted to warn you, because some of those videos I made ages ago, and just for one reason or another, I'd uploaded them, but I hadn't. On the YouTube studio thing, you kind of have to specially set it up to see what's private. It will just put things up in the order that you post them. So some of these videos are quite old, and I was saving them, maybe saved some for summer, and then other ones got lost. So they are going to be a bit random in terms of the audio quality. Some will be from when I had a microphone, some will be from when I didn't have a microphone at all, some will be from when I had a bad microphone. So bear with me. Some of them you might have to turn up a little bit. I don't think there's any from before, like I worked out how to be close enough to my iPad to get it to pick me up better. But anyway, bear with me. Hopefully they'll be helpful anyway, because there'll be some perfumes that people don't necessarily talk about all the time, or, just some stuff that you're going to be able to get for super cheap, some of which I think are good, some of which not so much. So that's my January plan, and then in February we'll just be back to very cold weather perfumes, and maybe just like what to wear when it's snowing, Tell me what you wore for Christmas Day. Please, please, please. All my lovely subscribers, especially those who always, especially those who don't normally comment on my videos. I have some real stans who comment all the time, and I love you guys. You're awesome. But yeah, if you don't normally comment, just throw a comment down there and tell me what you wore for Christmas. Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Boxing Day. I just want to know. I love it. Let me know if you have any of these. Please let me know if you have Lalique Le Parfum, because I feel like I've had my little mind blown a little bit by it. I just think it's amazing. So yeah, thank you so much for listening to me ramble on again. I've hit 40 minutes again. Oh dear. You guys are absolutely awesome. Thank you. The next time I speak to you will be in 2024. So I hope everyone has a happy new year. I had a really good end to this year. My husband and I have both been really lucky with work stuff. It's been a year of career, and 2024, new wonderful things on the horizon, and happy new year to everyone watching this. You guys are awesome. Like and subscribe, like and subscribe. Bye, guys.